Okay. That's a-okay. I only asked because I wanted to make sure. You know, on account of being consumed by the light.
Yeah, probably get that looked at.
It hurts so much. Why do I have my return set to Camp Cloud Top? Sometimes I don't know what past Barb is thinking.
The only thing I can think of is one of the Beast Society.
Nope, I haven't started Heaven's Word.
Huh.
Well,
Oh yes, just probably head to the Crystarium.
sweet manager. Sweet manager. Sweet, sweet, sweet manager. Everything hurts. Falthry filled me full of his whiteness, and it's making me go, ow. The face of someone with unconsensual white. Yay!
Ow.
Good, your steel reinforcements are still holding. Well, I guess. Manager. Oh, you're awake. You were injured during the foray on Mount Gulg, yes? I was here at my station, as always, when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher, looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has... Well, I'm sure you've seen it. It has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Bragi is one of those who helped convey you to your chambers. He's visited several times since to inquire on your condition.
Bragi.
There's something so blah about having to go around and address concerns. Everyone has concerns.
That's not good.
We're just asking
yeah.
questions. We just have some concerns. Shut the fuck up. You're only allowed to have concerns about bad things. Which means Bragi's allowed to have concerns. Bragi, give me valid concerns. Oh, look who's back from the dead. I don't know why I'm Irish now, or Scottish, I don't know. Whatever these Europeans are. I don't know why I'm Swedish now. Elspeth isn't here, so I can be a bitch. Well, yes, I am definitely Dutch. This is the true Italian accent. Yes. I don't know what else to say. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I fear you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched out our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked White, what is this world coming to? But moaning never solved a thing, did it? Nay, it sounds like these that we Crystarian folks stand tall and do what must be done. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We best make use of these resources to fortify against the Eaters, or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of that misery, Chesamil was worried sick about you. A healer wringing her hands is not a sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Well, I hope you feel better. Please, have some light. Enjoy your time as a Sin Eater. That's right.
Dear.
I remember what Emmett Silk said to me. I am going to turn everyone into Sin Eaters by my very presence.
Well, just keep that light in you a bit longer.
I'm holding it in as best I can. You saw how it was dripping out last week?
I saw, I'm well aware.
Music. Hey, Jessamil. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. I know. I'm sorry for worrying you, my beautiful beloved. And no one's been allowed to see you. Even Spagiric's surgeons were forbidden from making visits. Reen was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Eater corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake, and when they come see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. It won't be helping anyone if they collapse of exhaustion. And our own Morin's been a little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his node buried in one dusty tome or another. Oh. Gorgeous. I'll handle Morin. Don't you worry.
I decline. Stairs. Stairs. More stairs.
You're already in the library. It's not my fault that older women are hot, okay?
I'm not faulting you at all.
Yay. Speaking of faulting me, which is a transition statement that only makes sense to the people who were present at the movie club last night to fault me, which is no one watching. How to Blow Up a Pipeline is actually a really good movie.
How to blow up a pipeline?
Yeah, I went to it like, oh, I'm going to be bored to tears because I don't like thrillers, but I should actually go to one of these social events at some point. And I was like, oh, this is actually really well put together. It's oftentimes a little silly, but it's quite well put together. Basically, you have a bunch of disaffected 20-somethings blow up a pipeline.
A pipeline of what?
Oil.
Oil. Oh,
in West Texas. In West Texas.
Oh, no.
They do a domestic terrorism. And the one of the people who was at the social event with everyone was like a former bomb guy from the military. And afterwards he's like, yeah, don't do what they instructed, because if you follow the instructions as written, you will blow yourself up. He's just like, yeah, no, don't do that. That won't work. I'm like, yeah,
that's not how it works.
Yeah, I'm like, it feels like they left in steps out, which makes sense. I imagine it would do nothing. He's like, oh no, it wouldn't do nothing. You would blow yourself up. Don't do that. And I'm like, well, I wasn't planning on making improvised explosives and blowing up a pipeline anyway. But yeah, movie, quite good. No longer in theaters, as evidenced by us like watching it at a community event in a basement of a bookstore. But it was very funny because like we had a bunch of our normal like local socialists, and then there's like an exchange student from Turkey who came over early just in case they block access, who's supposed to be doing like a semester of study. And he's like, oh, movie night with these people at this bookstore. Yes, and he sits down, and when they announce the movie, you can watch this very Arab-looking guy's eyes go wide as dinner plates. He's like, am I going to get in trouble for watching this movie? And then when the film's done, like, and we're discussing, like, what it means metaphorically for, like, social reform action and so on and so forth, because, like, terrorism is just politics by different means, so a lot of the same organizing principles apply if you're, like, knocking on doors, which is really awkward. Just watching the movie and going, oh, they're doing that, and that is the analog to this thing that we do regularly when we're trying to make sure that enough people are writing this representatives in the Maryland House to go, hey, don't be jerks. It was just awkward, but it's even without all that, it's a fun, silly movie about some people doing a terrorism. Speaking of terrorism, Morin, how you doing? Confound it, reading isn't terrorism. This says the same thing as last. Maybe I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Come on! Is it truly you and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. It would seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain the most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Light Wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you're awake, however, I'm hopeful the search to our stolen steward may begin in earnest. Catless, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we're as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. So, are we going to warn everyone that, It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think a mass panic is to our benefit right now.
What do you think, Victor? What do you think, Victor? Should we tell people? Victor, why are you running away from me? Give me head pats, Victor. You can't be in Shadowbringers and not know Lala etiquette.
I got scolded for Lalio in a Christian Discord server.
He just left. That... Some people just have no respect. getting tired of your noise. Go away. Cubbo, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that. Not a day's gone by that I haven't heard folk wondering what's to become of you or the Exarch. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, maybe you'd have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. Such, we're keeping busy consulting each other on new forging techniques, designs and the like. If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. There's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we'd need to experiment with different patterns and materials. I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge that he would enjoy. Greetings, Glannard. Master of the Stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Oh, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I don't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean old Grinalt? He is a man of unrivaled gifts. I won't argue with you there. What good does his talent do if we can't find him? No one's seen higher hair of Grinalt since he wandered off years ago. You know what he's like when he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if the eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many the tale I've heard of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being. On the off chance you do encounter Grinalt, you'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This I'll talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you're the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock till you're properly well. If you're passing to the stairs, I have a regular who's eager to see you. Best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? You're here. You can't forget the heart upon which the city was founded, where the Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. Yay! This is the game trying to tell us to do our role quests.
I forgot to do my role quest.
The wall isn't quite here yet, but it's going to be near soon.
Should I be doing my quests, or...?
You should probably be doing some role quests.
Alright.
Robo, are you alright? I think a return to your sickbed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery. The Exarch often liked to stand there and feel the wind on his face. Yay!
Now I'm speaking to a drunk dwarf.
Oh god, you're gonna cry. What are you doing? Hold a moment, sinner. You're not from around here, are you? Fellow wandering soul, eternal inhabitant of the road. Erlate's the name. My aspiration is to travel the world. It's a Falbert Smaller. Oh, this is the traveler's log. Danger still lurks in every corner. No land too distant. A log, give it over. Yay! I should have talked to you ages ago. A record of fantastic vistas. Ah. Collection of travels. Yay! Give me my sightseeing log.
So should I actually take care of those quests now, or should we keep moving?
We will hit a wall where you need something you get from the end of those quests.
Okay. Well, guess I'm helping this dwarf.
Yeah. Have fun in Stilltide. I did the Black Mage quest, so I'm gonna use my reward from there. I'm pretty sure I can just do one of the role quests. I don't have to, like, do my particular role quest. You're not where I want to be. Oh, it's over. Okay. Can I hop? I can! Yay. How the fuck am I supposed to get up there? Oh, I jump down. Okay. I was worried there was a tower puzzle. Oh, I should be able to just jump down from up here. No, I missed it. Where?
This may take a while. Especially if I want to read as I go along.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna have multiple things. Get out of the party.
Oh, good luck.
I am not going to be defeated by this short hop. I missed!
Ooh.
I will get there. I will get that vista. It's personal now. Grr. Is it just a matter of, like, walking off? Do I just have to walk off?
At least I did my ether currents.
Me too. Okay, walking off makes me miss barely in the other direction. Literally trying to land on top of a needle. Why? Why is it so small? Well, fine. I don't want your sightseeing log entry anyway, you stupid needle. I bet you'd even hurt my nice little footsies with your sharp. Wow. I'm being. Oh. Is there another way to get there? It really does look like I just need to walk off the edge from the right angle, and then I'll just land. Might need to RP walk off the ledge from the right angle.
Oh, you've seen better days.
I hate you. You little blue piece of shit. And it just dawns on me that that could also be used to describe Aura.
Oh.
I walk again. Okay. My yearning for the sharp point is extreme. There we go!
Yay.
Finally. We have found the rookery. There we go. That was way too much effort for literally no reward.
Oh no, these flashbacks, they're so cute and so sad.
You need to watch my VODs for the magic DPS ones and see my precious son and his horrible, tragic, youthful gay love story.
Oh, that's a new one. Your mother was a hobbit. Your face looks like a newborn's heart.
Ah, nice rest with the wind on my face. Oh, all my work is gone.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight. I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky. Knowing what it means to everyone. And that you're responsible.
Girl, that's not very comforting. Artbert. I know it's my fault. You don't need to tell me. The secrecy's worse. I'd rather the people knew and that they, like, tore me into little pieces because I deserve it. Wah. Also, I hate secrecy so much.
If you're thinking of coming clean, don't. It might make you feel better, but it would make things 100 times worse for them. They're better off not knowing.
I don't believe you, Ardbert. I don't actually believe that they're better off not knowing. I think if we're open about the situation, if we're open about where we come from, what we were attempting to do, how it failed, you know, maybe someone might have ideas. Maybe someone will be like, hey, we can do this. And we'd be like, yo, that's a clever idea. Secrecy is something that is only intended for short-term operational benefits. If you don't have a clock on when your secrets get revealed, then you have something bad going on.
You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet.
Yeah. Remember, organize with your community. If you're all standing side by side strong together, there's little that the fascists can do.
I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had.
You're right. When we work together, we can solve things. That's why I don't like keeping this a secret. Because, like, we don't know. We don't know who could... We don't know who could possibly have a solution. Someone could be able to be like, yo, what if we did this? And then we could be like, yo, cool idea.
Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Yay. Woohoo, fist bump.
Well, come on then.
You know what? This helps me feel better. Thanks, girl. Thank you. What the fuck?
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours.
Girl, get inside me. You can fuse over.
I realized you could hear me.
Get inside of me. You can fuse my soul shut, and we'll keep this light in, and we'll save the world. Let's go.
But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, let us be about it, hero.
Yes, let's be about it.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie.
No, my beloved wife. I'm grinning at my grinning at my ghost bestie.
Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours. My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you?
Oh.
Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Il Meg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them.
Oh, that's really sweet of you.
What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion.
I know, but it was very nice of you to offer. My wife is so considerate.
And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment. At this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue.
Thank you for the riddle.
You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. But what will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
You're a much better companion to hang around than Emmett Selk. I hope I get a Feoul minion so that she's just like always there. Like Midgard Sommer, but Feoul. Ah. Sam, I'm sorry for all of the times that I attacked you. Alabali. That's not the one I wanted. No, that's not the one I wanted either. There we go. Wow. Sam, I'm sorry for all the times that I was a horrible racist shit. Will you forgive me?
I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amaro.
I need to know about the Exarch.
What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I'm happy to share, but I fear there'll be no surprising revelations. As any in this city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion and many untold secrets. But none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He's imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons past, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, "Because one day the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived."
I should stand further away from people. It was slightly awkward to be talking into his dick the whole time. Okay, it looks like we have the Amaro launch and the Cabin of Curiosities. Cassard, you are someone I have forgotten. Sup? Oh right, you're the guy who took us to the desert the first time. Cabo, it's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. Well, what's this about? You're not wanting the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions, unspoken rule and all. If anyone's fresh insights, it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an Eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two were like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Extensor Gate. Oh? Oh, poor girl. And who in the library knows? Library. Full of books and wisdom. Tell us the secrets of the Exarch. Morin. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you come for results of my research in this persistent light, I'm afraid there's little to tell as of yet. I'm here for the Exarch. Records pertaining to the Exarch? Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history, if that's what interests you. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who lost their homes or Vobertites fleeing their ruined kingdom. Together they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin, and so like the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem it's a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Oh, it's Grahatia. You can write it down. His name is Grahatia. I know him. He's Albric's boyfriend. They're so cute together. We need to save him. We need to save him so that they can have 1,000,000 Swedish kitten babies. You agree. Send 3 gift subs if you agree, and you'll get a snowman, assuming I configured that right. I should check if I configured that right. Yes, it is enabled 58th right tickets and the snowman mount if you buy 3 subscriptions while I'm live and streaming. Well, now you do, so there you go. Give me money and get rewards. I approve of this. I love money. Lena, tell us about your daddy. Gobo, I was not told you'd awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea where to find him. So I bristled when they asked for patience. I didn't understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. You know, the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with a key. It opens a door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room's the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow none to the tower once he departed. Only in the event that an army of Aegis descended was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Valkyrie loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, the moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recalled the look on his face, he knew some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. I'm the Warrior of Darkness. Oh, apparently I'm saying no. Apparently we're not being honest with Lena. Game. Lena is a military commander. Lena can keep a secret. We can bring her into the fold. For if no one else. And heck, she knows the people. She knows how she can initiate fact-finding and fact-gathering without necessarily releasing the full details of what's going on. Like, finding the people who might know something about Aether, finding the people who might know something about souls, etc., gathering them around so we can have a little round table and figure out potential solutions that we can then consider. Like, Lena has those connections. So, why are we keeping... Game. No. Game. But you've come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Yeah, tell me about your daddy. I see I'm not the only one who burns for answers. The time's come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you don't gain the knowledge you seek. We're gonna break into the tower and learn about Grotha's past. Let's go, girl. Meet at the ocular. Okay, and it's $9 before tax for a mount and 50 Aetherite tickets and supporting the Barb. It's a deal. Isn't it a great deal? You support the Barb. You get a mount. You get 50 Aetherite tickets. Oh, it's $18. Okay, $20 is a bit much. $9. I could use $9. $9 is like 1% is $5, so it's almost 2% of the way to a year's worth of DIY HRT. I need more money. Give me more money. Wow. Give me all your money. Let me in. Let's Speaking of money, I sold some things and put more money in the free company chest. I am paying my debt.
Yay.
I have unlocked the door to the umbilicus. You are free
My
to enter.
quest still continues.
Are you feeling okay?
Nah.
These role quests are, in my experience, very tearful, and I remember that one being very sad.
Something about a sister.
Once you have what you require, I'll see it sealed once more. Until then,
And lots of
you will
ale.
remain without.
Lena, do you want to come with me? You can learn. Lena is remembering the first rule of secrets. If you don't know them, you can't blab them. It's books. Control panel. I guess the computer has memory.
A moment to collect my thoughts, I prithee. Thy true name is Grahatia, then. By thy claims, thou too art a native of the Source, though from an age beyond our own, when the 8th umbral calamity hath visited devastation upon our star. Thou hast, by subtle means, reached across the boundaries of time and space to unsow the seeds of catastrophe, ere its creeping vines drag our champion unto an early grave.
In essence, yes. A difficult story to swallow, I am sure.
I doubt not the veracity of thy words, not the account of thy coming, nor that of the fated calamity. Yet my mind straineth still to apprehend the enormity of this tale. Wouldst thou favor me with a gradual unfolding of its chapters?
Certainly. But where to begin? I should start with those great minds who survived the calamity. Sid Garland being perhaps the greatest. In hopes of staying the unending tides of war, he and his fellows pursued all manner of possible solutions.
Oh, hey! There's gift subs. Enjoy your mount, Cozy Bailey. Welcome to the chat. I'm not going to be crying quite as much as... There's going to be less tears than there would be if Albric were here. Because this is Albric's boyfriend. This is Albric's precious little cat boy. Wow. But Albric has mandatory Swedish holiday fun, so we don't get to listen to him struggle not to break down to tears like we did last week.
One of these was rooted in a theory which unified several fundamental principles discovered over the course of the Warrior of Light's adventures.
And your 58th Aetheryte tickets. Apparently you get those too.
It proposed a method by which one could enter the river of time, traverse the rift, and leap between worlds. Perfecting that idea, however, was a work which consumed their lifetimes, and thus was it left to future generations to decide whether theory would be put into practice. But all the while, the world continued to burn. Hope was a feeble outpost, beset on all sides by thievery and misery and murder. People cried out in despair, "There is no hope, we are finished. Mankind is finished."
Hey, that's Emmett Selk's words.
Then
Sure.
others raised their voices in answer. Though we be beyond salvation, those who came before may yet be saved. we will forge a crossroads and pave the way for a different future. By the wisdom of our forebears, we will prevent this calamity from ever having come to pass.
Wait.
The fighting went on unabated, but some few took up Sid's research and labored to realize those impossible ideas.
I'm sorry to interrupt cutscene, but I've just noticed a parallelism. So we know that Emmett and his people, they had the terrible calamity, and now they Zodiark thing happened, and the Heidelin thing happened, and they're like trying to jam the worlds together to roll back the clock to the world as it was. And Tia's doing the same thing. It's literally, they're like two sides of the same coin. Oh my gosh. There's stuff to unpack there. But I'm tired, and I don't want to unpack things.
After 2 centuries of labor,
Pat, pat, pat,
their
pat,
descendants finally succeeded in awakening the Crystal Tower, an integral part of the process. And in doing so...
Oh, no fights, only cutscenes? Okay.
Me. By this stage, scholars had
Gotta exile.
the phenomena underpinning the rejoining, and identified the first as the shard which precipitated the 8th Umbral Calamity.
For Cozy Bailey, who's just joining us, Ura is trying to rush through their role quests because I'm not actually blind. I have been for most of the run because I skipped every cutscene until about this part of the game when my ex started yelling at me. And I'm like, oh, who's this cat boy? I don't know who you are. It definitely has a different emotional strike now, having seen everything before. But I know that we're hitting the role quest block soon. So I told Ura, and so Ura's doing those. Well, I did the first time. Because I was only playing this game to, spend time with my ex when we were dating originally. And I was skipping ahead to be caught up. So we could play Endwalker together. And she was so mad.
This grand structure was already capable of storing the energies required to attempt the translocation. All that remained was to augment some few of its functions based upon the theoretical models of Sid and his compeers.
And by means of such technologies didst thou effect thine arrival in the first, to an age before this star had joined with the source.
Gotta take off the helmet.
Your laughter is so inappropriate right now.
I am so sorry. Think of it as it just cuts to a comedic relief scene in the middle of all this drama.
X's are temporary. I mean, they are ever compounding. But yeah.
Some while before, as it turned out. It is all but impossible to predict how time will flow between one world and the next. We missed our mark by almost an entire century. But this only worked in our favor. The Sin Eaters could not be defeated without the blessing of light, and summoning the only woman who might stand a chance against them would require decades of preparation.
Undertaking of scarce credible endurance. But thou hast kept thy plan from falling into disarray these many years, bordereth on the miraculous. Yet howsoever history be rewritten, Thy present self was shaped by events which followed the calamity. Should said catastrophe be averted, the very skein of thine existence will unravel. Surely thou hast foreseen this.
I am aware of the consequences. 'Tis for that very reason Sid and his colleagues bequeathed their legacy as an offering, and not an edict. To give all of oneself for the happiness of others, and with no promise of reward. 'Tis a hard thing to ask. Harder still for those condemned to survive in a world which pitted brother against brother. Indeed, you are right to call the execution of this plan miraculous, though the force which held it together was nothing so inexplicable. It was her. The warrior of light has been our unbroken thread.
We're gonna redact that and pretend he's talking about Albrecht, because we ship our currently missing Swede with our Catboy. They are so good.
Where others would stumble and fall, she would rise above. Where others would break and run, she would carry on. The warrior of light's tale is one of unyielding bravery. To tell it was to feel courage. To hear it was to feel hope. It was a breath of inspiration in an age of suffocating shadow. In the histories of a fallen nation was our hero hailed as its greatest ally.
Toma!
In the time-worn pages of a noble's memoirs were her deeds joyously retold.
Lord Fortom. Where?
For many, these stories were the flame which warmed them through the coldest of nights. And so it should come as little surprise that the plan found no shortage of volunteers, concerning as it did the Warrior of Light herself. It was their chance to add their own verse to the hero's saga. She was the lodestar that brought them all together, to send their final message back through time and space to her. The light of your legacy was our torch in the darkness. Burn bright again and live. I am merely the bearer of that wish, come to ensure it is safely delivered.
Wherefore sharest thou this burden with me and no other? What wouldst thou have me say?
That you will be my accomplice? 'Twas you yourself who convinced me of your suitability when you spoke of how you learned of the Flood, and of your part in arranging Minfilia's journey to the First.
Graha, are you cheating on Albrecht with Urianger? I won't tell.
Your actions showed uncommon resolve. 'Twas clear you were committed to the cause of saving this world. I knew I could trust you to choose the right path forward, even if that choice came with a heavy price.
What?
Caught on camera. They have been caught on camera.
When all is said and done, and the last of the Light Wardens lies slain, I will absorb their corrupted ether, and then I will die. Knowing what I know of your companions, not to mention your champion, they will try to stop me, but in saving one, they would save none. Therefore, I implore you to aid me in concealing my identity, and ensuring this tale ends as it must. To this end, I would have you take what I have told you of the calamity, and make of it a portent. A prophetic vision you beheld in the swirling chaos of the rift.
Urianger, you compulsive liar. Actually, this is
Is this
premeditated.
thy wish?
You premeditated, scheming bastard. Pat, pat, pat. Ear pat. Ear pat, ear pat, ear pat.
History remembered the Warrior of Light, as I knew it would. And I will suffer no other to rescue the champion whose star has charted my course. I will see this tale to a happy end, my friend. There's been enough tragedy.
Careful now. If you lose control again, the light could claim you for good. Although it's probably only a matter of time before you succumb to the change in any case. What do you mean to do?
I mean to give both of these boys a piece of my mind. These young men are not behaving properly.
Then we should be on our way. Diassian mentioned the Tempest, did he not? That's the stormy seas around Calusia to you. His lair must be down there somewhere, hidden beneath the waves.
Alright, Lena. Did you find the answers you sought? If there's nothing more you need, I'll lock the door. I need directions to the Tempest. You should know the way to the Tempest? You mean the sea itself and not the island of Calusia? If you make the request to the Tamers, they'll provide you an Amaro, but... You mean to leave right this moment? Alone? I'm not sure that... Nay, I'm not seeking to stop you. Go with the blessings of Shadow and I await your safe return. I won't be alone. I have this dancing fool with me. And Aura will join when they're done with their thing with the, like, I don't know, they're on some sort of mercenary job. Hey. Our Amara can swim, but to reach the ocean floor. We need to get to the ocean floor. We need to get to the bottom of the Tempest. Yes. Oh, now, please.
Ah, we have found thee. Word reached us of thy recovery, and thus did we gather with all haste. Ah. By thy looks, I gather thou hast gleaned that which I came to tell thee.
Yeah? 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 What was that about not lying to me anymore? Huh, bitch?
Urianger has shared everything with us. The Exarch's true identity and purpose.
I offer no excuses.
Kneel lower. You are still taller than me. Get down lower, boy.
When I agreed to aid the Exarch with his plans, 'twas in full acceptance of the condemnation I would face when my duplicity was laid bare. Yet it is not rancor, but resolve that I sense in thee. Thou art fully intent upon walking thy path to its end, art thou not? If thou canst forgive my deception, or, failing that, set aside thy displeasure for a time, I do beg leave to follow thee. What strength and wisdom I possess are thine to command.
No more lies.
Pray believe me when I say that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee. Indeed, I curse the circumstances which compelled me to do so. But no further secrets lie between us, I swear it.
And they shan't in the future, shall they?
I'm sorry, but I don't think this is a good idea. Leaving the Crystarium, I mean, with or without Urianche. What I did for you won't last forever. There's no telling when the light will break free again. Please, you must stay here. At least for a little while longer. We will find a way to cure this, I promise you.
Rain, honey, what happens to the people of the Crystarium if the light breaks free while I'm in my little bedroom in the hotel?
How can you make promises? We don't even know where to start.
Alize, please. You know Reen was only trying to help.
Shut up, Alfie.
Of course I know! I know only too well!
She's having traumatic flashbacks to her
But
girlfriend
making
getting
promises
killed
you
at the
have no
start
way
of the
keeping is
expansion.
Not a kindness. It's a lie. Plain and simple. We've all searched high and low for an answer, and every one of us came back empty-handed. I am not about to stand in her way now. Not after failing her in her hour of need. No. The least we can do is...
We will go with you as well. There is naught to be gained by standing still.
Indeed, we have exhausted every other avenue. Lead, and we shall follow. If there is any hope to be found, then we will surely find it at your side.
Are we all in agreement then?
Is there aught we can do to help?
Hey, it's everyone!
Though we may not know the whole story, we do know you're in for a fight.
Remember what I was saying earlier about how we should just tell everyone and ask for their help? Did I not just say that, like, an hour ago? And they're here to help because they overheard us talking about the half story, and they're filling in the gaps because they're not idiots. And again, secrets are something you only keep for operational purposes. If your secret needs to be kept forever, you've done something wrong. Like, your password, the reason you change your password every 60 to 90 days is so you don't have to keep your password secret forever. You have to keep it secret for 60 to 90 days, and then your password's changed and it doesn't matter anymore. Like, that's a silly artificial example, but it's like, you know, case in point in suits, stabby end in the bunghole. Like, that's how secrets work. And these people can help, so there's no harm.
And while the Exarch's away, it falls to the rest of us to see the Warrior of Darkness is given a proper send-off.
You told them!
No. Well, not in so many words.
Aye, we didn't need it spelled out for us. When the night sky appeared over whichever place you went to, it was harder not to put two and two together.
See? They're not idiots. And I can hear Ura's hit the part of the healer role quest where things get really sad.
From the moment I heard that you and the Exarchs shared the homeland, I had my suspicions. Long had he been waiting for a certain someone to arrive. And I knew at once that it must be you.
Exactly. When he went up to meet you, it was clear it was no ordinary visitor. That spring in his step spoke volumes. I could feel his excitement.
Me too! That's right!
Yay! Though he was bouncing up
fully
Sea Albert.
understand where you or the Exarch hail from, or why you've all done so much to protect us. But we are deeply grateful nonetheless.
Oh, someone just needs to fill more in about the source and its reflections and all of that. Like, I think everyone here can take it and they'll be like, oh, cool, that explains everything.
So, if there is anything at all we might do to aid your journey, you need only name it. What would you have of us?
You might have invited them to join us, where they're not so many. Come, they are waiting. What is your will, O warrior of darkness?
I still owe Halabali about 1,000,000 gil. So, if you could pass around an offering plate, that would be great. No. Yeah. That's what I like. This is something that my mother would always say when I was growing up. Like, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's an enthusiastic cheer for I might die horribly while I'm gone and bring around the end of the world, so get ready. And all that was hidden within the ad break. Green. Are you doing okay? There's nothing I can do to cleanse you of Light's corruption, but I'll do everything in my power to keep it in check. If the Warden's Aether overwhelms you again, you will become a Sin Eater. So please, save your strength for when it matters. Stola! The volunteers who journeyed to Calusia have been safely returned to their homes. They've assured us that they'll do their best to hold the Eaters at bay in our absence. Tancred! Gods know you've spent enough time charging into danger on our behalf. It's only fair we return the favor. Keep an eye on your daughter, though. You're a parent now. You have responsibilities. Alfie! I once said that I wanted to fight for Estinian, but I wanted to save him, not let him be sacrificed for a cause. And now I say the same to you. So, tell me more about you and Estidian. I might slightly have an Alfie Estidian ship. Don't give me shit. I've been a pro shipper since 1996. But not like in the weird internet, like, Tumblr discourse way, in the these are fictional characters, cram them next to each other in whatever way is entertaining. Gosh darn it. They aren't real people, so you can't actually hurt somebody way. Anyway, Alice! Girl, are you okay? Just so you know, I'll not look kindly on any further attempts to leave us behind. We do this together. Yes, ma'am. She's just as mean as my sons are. Oh my gosh. Urianger. Urianger? Kneel down here again. Don't lie. Thou didst plan to commandeer Namaro for thy journey to the open sea. A fear the following dive down the Emet-Selk's underwater abode would drain even thy legendary stamina. Thus, during thy convalescence, we considered the most efficacious method for reaching the depths of the Tempest, and I believe we've arrived at an elegant solution. But ere we discuss this step, I suggest thou dost conclude such pressing business as remains the Indicastarium. Once the sea clothes us above our heads, we are unlikely to surface again until our grand deed is done. Once again, the game is reminding us to do our role quests. Where's that thing that I have that is from my role quests? I didn't sell it, did I? I'm sure I have it. I'm sure it's fine. We did some role quests. To the storm-tossed seas. Thine affairs are in order, then I shall unfold to thee my proposal. Our destination is the ocean floor, yet our goal is not simply to arrive there. Nay, we must needs have the means to breathe and fight freely. Thus I would petition the aid of one of the Fae, a being with whom I have yet to meet face to face. Rather than waste words on explanation, I bid thee follow me unto the hamlet of Sullen, which lieth to the south and west. All will become abundantly clear, I promise thee. Oriange, that's dangerously close to a lie, and you just promised you weren't going to do any more lies. We need to sit Oriange down and give him a proper lesson in what it means to be, like, honest. And what is this about stamina? I'm sure my whale can go. I'm sure my whale could just swim down. Everyone can sit on the back of my whale, it's fine. They can go smuggle amongst the luggage. Wee. Da 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 da. Jay's over here. Let's not interrupt them. Oh! Oh, this would be a lovely place to just sit down and have a kombucha after work. Have, like, a TLT and a kombucha and watch the water. There, to the west, canst thou discern a hump of isle rising above the water? Is that a giant whelk? Oh, please tell me that's a giant whelk. Please tell me that's a giant whelk. I don't remember what it is. Please tell me it's... I don't think it's a giant whelk, but please tell me it's a giant whelk. That foliage-covered mass hideth the key to our safe descent. Swim close and plunge thee beneath the surface. Thou shalt soon divine the reason for mine insistence. Though it may be much to my shame, I can but flail and founder where thou mayst glide as a fish. I shall board a boat to the island and spare one and all the spectacle of mine inept strokes. Okay. Ah, I have a phone call. One moment.
Hmm?
Ah, that's good. That was the proctor for my in-person exam on Monday, calling to remind me that I have the exam. So that tells me that the proctor will actually be there. Yay. Okay, back to underwater. This is maybe not the best way to be traveling underwater. Yeah. Okay. So what's Orion J want me to see here? Though it appears solid enough, the rock yields under my touch. Is the surface gently shifting, or is it my imagination? Is it a giant whelk? That's an eye. That's an eye. Two carved slabs of rock seem squeezed together, giving the impression of the giant stone eyelids. I want to get a better view of this now. Oh, that's not a whelk. That's a... Is that Bismarck?
Huh.
There's the fin.
I thought it was moving for a second. I'm taking a peek.
There's the fin. And then... get the eyes. And then the mouth. It might not be Bismarck, it might just be a whale, but oh my gosh. Orion J. Orion J. Why are we on Bismarck? I'm gonna talk to everyone else first. Alice, are you okay? The lake's enormous. Assuming my geography is correct, this would be the mirror of the silver tear back in the source, but the size hardly compares. Thancred? The locals call this the Isle of Ken, which I presume must refer to the knowledge. Either that or someone was being awfully zealous about marking his territory. Even if seeing up close, I'm not sure what's so special about the island. Oh, you all haven't looked underwater. I have. Orion J, why are we on Bismarck? Well, what hast thou discerned? It reminds me of a certain primal. In this perspective, according to the lore of the Pixies, we are, even now, perched on the back of an ancient fey entity. Its name is Bismarck, aye, the self-same title by which we know the great feathered whale, revered by the Vanu Vanu of the Source. I would enlist its aid to bear us to the deep, and thence banish the water with an airy sphere, alike in form to the dome which do shelter the hamlets beneath the ruby sea. Within its compass we may move unencumbered, and defend ourselves when the hour of battle cometh, as it most surely shall. Now I must needs ask for silence while I make my supplications. I was right. The horn.
Wir Sach, Bilan Bismail. Fallen si lor wislan, Adas si alina.
Oh dear. I don't need to speak Fae to know that didn't go well.
Let's ask our wife to intervene. We need my wife. Faeul. You need my wife. They're the queen of the fairies. Or the king.
Oh, my snake yak! You've learned to call me at last!
Well, I've traditionally tried to solve my problems on my own first because, again, my beloved wife, you are a king. You have your royal duties. I don't want to, like, distract you every time I stub my toe.
And where do you go? On a trip? A journey? I knew you wouldn't give up without a fight. Oh, my precious mortal, I shall help you in any way I can. Yes, Bismail wing pinked. Van dromi drom Jacob. Van red rivier. Be sure to scrub this one's teeth for him upon your return. It's only good manners.
It will be done, Your Majesty. Our deepest thanks for your timely intervention.
An agreement is reached and your departure is at hand. You wingless ones best hold on tight.
Kiss before you go, love?
May the blessings of the Fae keep you safe, Inba.
Okay, I guess we don't have the time for a kiss from our wife before we go, because we're going.
And just like that, it's all gone back to the way it was.
Oh no. Irvin, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What was you expecting? 100 years of honey and rainbows? Seeing them Yulmore types wake up and smell the ashes was miracle enough for me.
magic in the air when that ladder started moving. And when that great hulking Talos rose up. Gods. I could live 1,000 years and never behold anything so amazing. What the? Do you see that?
Here, I thought the umbilicus would have been like an excuse for a dungeon.
It's the flying whale. And tidal wave.
What a monster! Where did it even come from?
Big splash? Yes, big splash. I'm so sorry.
Whoa, yeah. It's not stopping.
Oh, duh, the echo.
Oh, you've done that.
Well, I'm getting to it.
Oh no. I'm so sorry to those two. Thanks. Thanks, Bismarck. Have a nice nap. Don't sleep too long. Make sure you get out and exercise regularly. It's not good to lie in bed all day.
Wow.
The breath of Bismarck. See how it swells to form a dome beneath the waves? The waters recede. The tempest's floor is laid bare. In defiance of the blinding sky, this place holds fast to its gloom. The
And
last
all
refuge of he who denies the light with every fiber of his being. You stand at the precipice, hero. Journey unto the heart of darkness. Finish it.
These things should be having a hard time on account of the pressure and moisture being gone. Oh well, magic. Stola! I dare say Urianger endured much playful attention from the pixies to learn the lore of Bismarck. He is nothing if not a dedicated scholar. Thank Red. With all the water out of the way, we'll be able to venture quite some distance. Emmett Silk must be hiding around here somewhere. Reen. This is amazing. I can't even see the surface. Alfie? Bismarck must be powerful indeed to create a dome of this size. I can only pray to whichever gods are listening that it continues to hold. Alice. I remember being impressed by the domes of the Ruby Sea, but this makes them look like bubbles in a stream. Halabali! So true. Full glad am I that Bismarck was true to his word. We even arrived in the Tempest safe and dry. 'Tis here that we shall find the lair of Emmett Silk, and I believe the imprisoned Exarch as well. For an Ascian alone, it is of course a trifling matter to flee onto the rift, but I suspect such travel is nigh impossible to a mortal in one's company. Nay, he would not soon risk his prize with the Exarch's very body serving as the key to the Crystal Tower and its powers of temporal transportation. Thus am I all but certain this underwater realm harboreth our friend and enemy both. We have but to find them. In the event we need to leave, speak to the guy at the Vermont Yards to return to the Tempest. Wow. The Vulcan shaders did not like whatever that was. It is not good for my game. Game is freaking out.
I broke Gumbo's game.
Yeah, I need to. No, that's not what I wanted to do. This is part of the problem. But I'm not going to be able to fix that until I do this. It's not even letting me do what I need to do. Like, really, something has gone really wrong with this. One moment.